Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. It's been a little bit of time. I needed to take a break, being kind of busy with things, and just every once in a while give myself some time to decompress. If I keep making videos constantly, I think I just get a little bit tired out and I run out of things to say. So hope you'll enjoy this new one. I've had this for quite a while. This is the Sideshow premium format Vampirella statue. This came out a while back. I think people wonder sometimes why Sideshow makes so many characters over and over again. You know, there's always like a Wolverine statue, or there's always a Thor or Captain America. And then there's other statues that just kind of boggles the mind. Like, is Vampirella so popular that she warrants like 3 or 4 versions of her? I think there's at least 4, maybe even more. Premium format, I think a comic cat, various scales. So for those of you who don't know, she's not just a girl in a skimpy bikini. This is actually a pretty famous classic character from the comic books. She has a very distinctive costume, and she's been portrayed and drawn by many different artists, and a lot of different statues have existed of her over the years. So while I start talking and going over the statue, let me turn on the base so she can begin moving. What's so special about this piece? Well, starting from the bottom, I really like the texturing of the base. You have the skulls right here. Hopefully you can kind of see some of the nice detail in the sculpt and the painting. It's a nice touch. And then it kind of goes up. It's kind of an interesting design. The base narrows, and then it kind of expands again into like a cemetery sort of environment. You've got her standing on a piece of rock. There's actually very nicely done tree roots coming out of the ground. You have another skull. You have this kind of misshapen tree trunk entwining its way around the tombstone. Here's the cross, one of the grave tombstones. Here's another one, very nicely sculpted cracks in the headstone. It's a nice touch. And then a lot of shrubbery, trees. This is not polystone, it's like vinyl or something like that. And then she's standing on there with her nice boots. And then of course, her costume. This is a premium format, so this is actually not sculpted, this is actually leather. All the way up to her face. Here's her hand outstretched. Nice pose, her hair is kind of flying out. This is the regular version. The exclusive has a swap out hand with a bat on it. So I normally buy only exclusive versions. So what's the story behind her? Well, I wasn't really gonna buy a Vampirella statue. I think I only have one of her, a more cartoonish version, which I'll get to quite a while later on. It's behind glass right now. But the reason I bought this was because Vicente Torres repainted it. And if you know anything about Vicente's work, when Vicente puts up a repaint, especially of a female statue that's mostly nude, then you gotta seriously think about whether you want to add that piece if you're if you appreciate that type of art, because he really is one of the best there is working at replicating flesh and skin and all of the details that go into making it realistic. So what Vicente decided to do is he felt that the original paint job by Sideshow Collectibles was a little bit too pink. Now, I don't own the original. I bought the repaint directly from him, and so I can't really judge. But from the pictures I've seen, she does look very pink. I mean, they basically painted her to be like a normal human being. And so he felt that as a vampire, or half vampire, I don't really know the mythology of Vampirella very well, but as a half vampire, he felt that her skin should be more pale in coloration. And so he took the opportunity to completely repaint her from head to foot. He had to actually snap the ring right here and then peel the leather off, and he had to redo the whole body, hand painted with oils. He made it more pale, and he added, these really nice little touches, splotches here or there that kind of gives you the feeling of real skin. And then he put it back together again. So I bought this repaint from Vicente, and he only got the regular version. He didn't buy the exclusive, and so that's why she's regular. So that's why I own a regular version, because in a sense, this is a special repaint by Vicente. So overall, my thoughts. I mean, I like the pose. I think of all the Vampirella statues released, she's my favorite. Obviously, she has a very nice, voluptuous figure, done very nicely. The leather is very good quality. Everything comes together very nicely. She has a very good pose. She's like maybe just standing again on the graveyard base, and her hands outstretched. So that's a good pose. I like her face. It's a little cartoony, maybe. It's like this cross between a real, like human face versus a cartoon face. And so I think some people will, kind of go on either side of the fence about whether they like that or not. For me, I think she's, she draws the right sort of compromise between the two. I think as time has passed, I do tend to prefer the faces that are more human looking than the ones that look like too perfect. They're like anime characters, or maybe have too much plastic surgery. But I think she just barely makes it in terms of realism. The earrings are metal and hanging from her ear in place. So I think overall, I like the execution, and of course, the repaint by Vicente really takes it over the top. He did a wonderful job with that, and when I turn on the flash, hopefully you can see that a little bit better. But in person, under either sunlight or under natural light from above, you can really kind of see the extra work he did. So there you go. I'm going to transition to flash and see if that can show us a little bit more of his work. Okay, so flash on. Let's take a look here. Here's the back. The side. Yeah, there you go. Kind of get a feel for her hair, kind of flowing out. So there you have it. This is the Sideshow quarter scale, premium format Vampirella statue with a repaint by Vicente Torres. Hope you enjoyed that, and until next time, take care.